Do you want to pay $100 on average for video games? Because that's apparently what they're trying to do. $100. $100 on average for a video game. I know that there are some games that are that expensive. Star Wars Outlaws, I think, had a price tag of over $100 for like the Ultimate Deluxe Edition. $100 on average is mental. That is absolutely staggering, insane. Like, that's just so dumb. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this. This all comes from GTA 6. Not GTA 6 themselves, but a lot of game analysts are like, oh, please have a $100 price tag, because then it will just open the floodgates. That's what they want. They just want to milk everyone for cash. Not content are they to shove utter drivel down your throats with agenda, but they also want to charge you $100 for it as well. Mental. Hit subscribe if you're a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed. It'd be great to have you here more often. But let's take a look. I'll leave this article link down below. It's a pretty good wrap-up of it all, to be honest. But yeah, gaming industry hopes GTA 6 price opens the floodgates for a $100 base game. Literally, the base game, $100. That's just the average. That's what they want. Mental. So, a video game analyst has noted that there's some hope, quote, hope, within the gaming industry that the price of GTA 6 could skyrocket to $100, which you would almost understand GTA 6 costing that much due to what it's supposed to have. Whether it's going to be good or not is all by the by, but what it's supposed to have, you would almost feel like it's justified. Not 100%, but almost. So the idea of standard video game prices jumping up to $100 is being floated as a possibility thanks to the hype surrounding Grand Theft Auto 6. According to Matthew Ball's State of Video Gaming in 2025 report, some in the gaming industry hope Take-Two Interactive will use the unprecedented excitement around Rockstar's GTA 6 to push this price increase. If successful, this could open the door for other publishers to follow suit, all under the guise of offsetting spiraling development costs. Yeah, it's definitely not, spiraling losses because you keep making crap games with utter nonsense agendas. No. It's got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that at all. So this concept, while perhaps tempting for game publishers, could spell disaster for the industry. And this is what this article notes anyway. So the true cost of gaming. So first and foremost, gaming isn't cheap, obviously. Game developers argue that prices have remained stagnant for years, even though games have gone up to like $70, which is like the average at the moment. But it obviously doesn't tell the full story. The real cost of gaming has skyrocketed due to microtransactions, downloadable content, also like additional content. Well, I guess that's downloadable content, isn't it? But like additional content, subscription services, live service games where you got to pay, all this kind of stuff. Like video game, just enjoying a video game, you can't just buy it for like $10, which was kind of what it was. I mean, I remember games going for £5 back in the day. So, you can't just do that and then play a game and that's it now. No. You've got to be roped in now for years. So it's really expensive, basically. It's really expensive to play. Many gamers already spend hundreds on a single title when factoring in the add-ons. So bumping the base price to $100 would only further alienate an audience already wary of being nickel and dimed, which is true. So also accessibility. Raising the base price could also limit accessibility. Yeah, who's got like $100 every single month to buy, and more, remember, because of all the other stuff, for games? Like, what? You're mental. Video gaming has thrived as a medium partially because it appeals to a broad audience. Slapping a $100 price tag on a game would push it out of reach for many casual players and families, potentially shrinking the player base, which is true. And the industry is kind of falling on its arse at the moment anyway, so that would be really, really bad. Whilst industry leaders might hope to recoup costs from dedicated fans willing to pay the premium, the long-term damage to gaming's widespread casual appeal could be severe. Like, I don't even play many games anymore, right? Like, they are well expensive, and the quality of them have been atrocious for years now. There are very, very select games that I'm excited for. Lessons from history. So this is why I chose this article. It's quite good. Let's not forget the lessons of history. The infamous video game crash of 1983 was partly driven by a disconnect between industry greed and consumer expectations. Often called the Atari shock, the crash was a significant industry collapse in North America that led to a massive financial losses for game companies, a flooded market, and the near death of the home video game market. The early 80s economic downturn added financial strain as families cut discretionary spending, including video games. Greed. Many game developers and console manufacturers went out of business. Even Atari, the dominant player, was split up and sold off. The NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, revitalized gaming when it launched in '85. It introduced stricter quality control through measures like the Nintendo Seal of Quality, which assured customers that games met a certain standard. And that is why Nintendo is still pretty good, to be honest, actually. And why I will be looking into buying a Switch 2. The 83 crash serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed, poor quality control, and oversaturating the market. It's a reminder that consumers will only tolerate so much before losing faith, which they already have. Like, most people are turning to indie games at the moment, right? The video game industry at large isn't doing mega well. There's a lot of game studios that have been shut down lately. 2024 marked, I think it was like 3 or 4 in like 2024 and 2023. Like that's crazy. So yeah, people are, I think they're at that toleration level already. A lesson that remains relevant as discussions about $100 game rising costs dominate today's industry. Because you've got to remember as well, like, how much are consoles? Holy shit, they're expensive now. That PS5 Pro or something like that? Like, that's incredibly expensive. The new PlayStation is insanely expensive. And what you get for it's not very good. It's not very good at all. You've got to buy like a disc drive separately. It's just nonsense. So a sharp price increase, especially without adding meaningful value, risks alienating gamers who may decide to spend their entertainment dollars elsewhere on indie games. That's what they'll do. They'll just buy indie games. The gaming market's history shows us that overconfidence in consumer loyalty could lead to another reckoning. It will. Like that. It's not could. It will. So ultimately, gaming companies can charge whatever they want, but consumers hold the real power. And I've said this time and time again, so it's a quote you've heard. I'll keep saying it. We can, not play your dog shit woke game for longer than you can go without us not playing your dog shit woke games. Remember that. Like, we do hold the power. This is a capitalist society. Unless randomly it suddenly turns into communism and you force us to buy your games, you have to start delivering what people want. It's pretty simple. So yeah, $100. If I think GTA 6 being $100, it kind of makes sense. I think people won't be happy with it, but I think people will be like, oh yeah, maybe it makes sense. But when your average game turns up and it's $100, people will just go, yeah, no, fuck this. Like, no. Of course they won't. Like, not every video game can be that. It's just insane. So there you go. Don't have much else to say. Would you buy GTA 6 if it was $100 or not? Let me know. I'm looking at it like, if it's supposed to be the best of the best, maybe it gets that price tag. I'm not saying it's fully justified, but it's somewhat understandable to a degree. Not that I would be happy paying for it, obviously. But there you go. Let me know what you think down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.